What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about my top 5, that's right, my top 5 favorite wintertime crankbaits. Now, most of these crankbaits are going to run anywhere from 3 foot of water all the way down. It's about 15 foot. So let's jump in the boat and let's get into this video. All right, here we are. We're in the boat, and here are my 5 favorite crankbaits. Oh yeah, we about to get into it. Let's go. I'm gonna start off with this one. I don't use it a whole lot until I go somewhere that's deep and really clear, like a Lake Lanier, and it is just a Spro rock crawler. Make a super long cast with it, get in the rocks. It looks just like a crawfish going through the rocks, and they will smash a rock crawler or a crankbait period digging in the rocks. But this one here dives down to about 10, I think 10 to 14 foot, depending on your line size and your cast. I'll throw 10 to 12 on this to get it down there real quick. Do not ignore a rock crawler in the wintertime. Especially if you got super clear water, you will catch fish on a rock crawler. All right, next one we're gonna do, we're going totally opposite. This is a Strike King 1.0. Now this little crankbait right here has flat out caught fish for me in the wintertime. I have this when I'm on a super shallow bite, a 1.0, and I will have a shad color and a crawfish color tied on at the same time. And I will throw them until I start getting bit on one. If they start eating the shad color but they're not getting it too good, I'll switch over to the crawfish color. Or for instance, if I'm throwing a crawfish color and not even getting a bite, I'll switch to the shad color and they'll usually start getting the bait better. Throw this little joker on 10 to 12 pound test for the best results. Or if you're a knucklehead like me, I throw this joker on 14 because I keep it in super shallow water and I ain't got to retie as often as I probably should. So, but a Strike King 1.0, you can't sleep on it. You better get you some. Now, the next one, this is a Berkeley Fritz Side. I think I got one right here. I'm trying to get it loose for you. There you go. You can see this one a little bit better. This is chartreuse blackback, super good color, but a Fritz Side 5. Now, they have some really good crankbaits in the Fritz Side family. They have the 5, the 7, and the 9. The 5 and the 7 gets the most use from me. And I throw these crankbaits on 12 pound test. I know a lot of people don't go throw 10, but for me, I'll throw 10 to 14. On the 5, I throw the 14 more. Because to me, I feel like I can cast 14 better than I can 12. So a little bit farther cast, to me, it makes up the difference in line size. But the 7 and the 9, I'll go down to 10 and 12. Because I can throw those a little bit better on that and control the depth on it with my line size. But don't sleep on a Fritz Side. This time of year, you can't sleep on a flat-sided crankbait at all. Because the water temps drop. When the water temps drop, the bait fish don't have as much movement. And a flat-sided square bill does not have nowhere near amount of action as, say, the rock crawler. You see how much wider this rock crawler is. As a super fat bait, it's going to make a lot of action. Where this is going to be super tight. Same way with a square bill. It's going to have a lot more action than this. And I'm telling you, this will get more bites than most of these crankbaits in the wintertime. They like a tighter action because it imitates the bait fish better. So don't sleep on a Fritz Side or a flat-sided crankbait like a Little John flats or the Fritz Side. I love both of them. Now, we'll get into I'm gonna go ahead and say both of these because these two get the most love from me this time of the year. It is a DT6 This one here is in a demon crawl color. A super great crankbait. And a number 5 shad wrap. This one here is in a shad color. I'm trying to kill the light. There you go. I really like that crankbait. I don't fish this color very often, but it's a super great clear water color. I don't know if you can tell, it almost looks like a little fish. But shad colors and crawl colors. That's the only 2 colors I'd say you need in a shad wrap, and you'll catch fish this time of year. Throw this joker on points, rocks. Actually, I throw this joker just anywhere, and it catches fish for me. So, same way with this. You throw a DT6 around rocks, man, you better hang on, because you're going to catch some fish. I mean, you're just going to flat out catch them. I catch more fish on a DT6 than about any of these crankbaits put together just about. I love a DT6. If they won't eat none of these other crankbaits, I know they'll eat this DT6, especially in demon crawl. I've caught them on demon crawl from, shoot, down here where I live in Georgia. I live and fish West Point, sitting in Jackson a lot. But I've even went up to Lake Lanier and smashed them on Lake Lanier with this crankbait. And up there is super clear water. I ain't never really seen the lake muddy. But West Point and Jackson get super muddy this time of year in the winter. And that joker right there will flat out catch fish, especially when the water turns muddy. But on these, I'll throw 8 to 10 pound test on this is number 5. I'll throw it on 8 to 10 pound test on a spinning rod. But me, I like throwing it on a bait caster, and I'll throw it on 10 to 12. Just because I can throw it better on 10 or 12 than I can 8 pound test on a bait caster. And that's a super great option for that. And the DT6, 12 to 14 pound test is what I prefer. You can go down to 10, but to me this bait has a little more drag than most, and I like a little bit heavier line on this crankbait. It'll cast a mile and you will catch fish on it. I'll throw 14 90% of the time, just because I know I'm constantly keeping in the rocks. So with 14, I ain't got to retie as often as I would with 10 or 12, but you will catch fish. And don't leave without one of these. Don't go fishing without a DT6. It don't matter, shad, crawl, whatever, DT6 is the bait. But that's just a quick rundown of the 5 crankbaits. I can go on and on and on about all these crankbaits. And I've exaggerated a lot on the DT6 and the Fritz Side and the shad wrap and all those great things. But do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you can get notifications every time I post a video. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see y'all next time right here on Bradley Gardner's Fishing. See y'all.